Hello and welcome to Financial Intelligence. In this video, I want to talk about Ray Dalio's perspective on Bitcoin. Ray Dalio is the founder of the world's biggest hedge fund firm, Bridgewater Associates, which manages roughly $150 billion. What is interesting about Ray Dalio is that he used to be critical of cryptocurrencies, but recently he has changed his position on Bitcoin. Ray Dalio has actually written an article about Bitcoin to share his assessment of Bitcoin to clarify some distortions in the media that he believes misinterpreted his views to support different sides of the argument on Bitcoin. I have used that article and some of his interviews as my sources. I will add the links in the description box below so that you can check them out if you're interested. If you like the type of content that I provide, subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, and also hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future videos. In this video, I'm going to cover Ray Dalio's perspective on the blockchain technology that supports cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. In the second part of the video, I'm going to share with you his take on the supply/demand picture for Bitcoin. Finally, I'm going to discuss Ray Dalio's biggest concerns about cryptocurrencies. Part 1. Impressive technology backing Bitcoin. Ray Dalio believes that blockchain technology is one of the greatest inventions. Blockchain encryption techniques have enabled the distributed system to control the creation of monetary units and to verify the transfer of funds. Ray Dalio is impressed by the fact that blockchain technology has enabled a new type of money via a system that is programmed into a computer and that has worked for around 10 years. Bitcoin has been rapidly gaining popularity as both as a type of money and as a storehold of wealth, which is an amazing accomplishment. Ray Dalio believes that because of loose monetary policies adopted by central banks around the world, there's a growing need for storehold of wealth assets that are limited in supply and can be privately held. He greatly admires how Bitcoin has stood the test of 10 years of time and how its technology has been working so well and has not been hacked. He thinks that Bitcoin has proven itself and it has effectively become an alternative gold-like storehold of wealth. Part 2. The supply and demand picture for Bitcoin. Ray Dalio believes that, like any other asset, the value of Bitcoin is going to be determined based on the volume of supply and demand. As far as the supply and demand picture is concerned, while Bitcoin is limited in supply, digital currencies in aggregate are not. Ray Dalio hypothesizes that more advanced cryptocurrencies will continue to be created to compete with Bitcoin. In fact, he believes that there is a high probability that new cryptocurrencies will come along and displace Bitcoin. In short, he thinks that the supply of Bitcoin-like assets will play a role in determining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies' prices. While the supply of Bitcoin is known, Ray Dalio believes that the amount of long-term demand is tough to predict. He believes that the demand for Bitcoin so far has been solid, especially among the younger investors. Bitcoin's community is borderline religious in their devotion, which makes the demand for Bitcoin resilient. However, Ray Dalio thinks that privacy concerns over cryptocurrency transactions can have an adverse impact on their demand in the long term. Ray Dalio believes that one of the major unanswered questions is how private Bitcoin really is and what the government will allow and not allow it to be. Regarding privacy, it appears that Bitcoin will unlikely be as private as some people presume. It is, after all, a public ledger, and a material amount of Bitcoin is held in a non-private manner. This will allow the government and perhaps hackers to track who has what, and it will be difficult for Bitcoin owners to fully protect their own privacy. Part 3. Long-term concerns for Bitcoin. While many point to the volatility of cryptocurrencies as the biggest risk for investors, Ray Dalio disagrees, saying that the government oversight is the thing to watch. He stated in one of his interviews, and I quote, "Bitcoin's biggest risk is its success, because if it's successful, the government will try to kill it, and they have a lot of power to succeed." Ray Dalio explained that every country treasures its monopoly on controlling supply and demand. They don't want other monies to be operating or competing, because things can get out of control. He also pointed out in one of his interviews that, and I quote, "One of the great things I think as a worry is the government having the capacity to control almost any of them, including Bitcoin or the digital currencies. They know where they are and they know what is going on." He mentioned in another interview, "My understanding from people who are in government surveillance and so on is that yes, they can track it. They can know who is dealing with it." The bottom line is that Ray Dalio thinks that Bitcoin is a great invention and effectively has become an alternative gold-like storehold of wealth. However, he is concerned that the government oversight might hamper its long-term success. I hope that you like this video. If you have any recommendation or suggestion, add them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future videos. Thank you and take care.